Hello. If this video landed on your homepage and you're here for the first time, welcome. And if you're one of my older subscribers, welcome back. My name is Efe. I'm 38 years old and I live in Istanbul. I wasn't born in this city, but I've spent most of my life here. Growing up in a place like Turkey, these traces of different worlds inside you. The Aegean coast, the mountain villages of the Black Sea, the endless plains of Inner Anatolia. Each its own feeling. And I think these left something in me. A sense of imagination. A feeling for storytelling. Whenever I write, a little bit of this land leaks into it. In my personal life, I work in a shift-based serious job. I can't tell you the exact name of my profession, but I can tell you this. I'm one of those people who stays awake at night. Long shifts, strange hours. I spend a lot of nights awake, for 24 hours straight. Maybe that's why I write sleep stories. Because on my own watch, I've always observed the people who are sleeping. When a city sleeps, someone is awake and watching over it. That feeling is familiar to me. But this video isn't a resume. This video is here to tell you why I built this channel. Because opening a YouTube channel is easy, but building a YouTube channel, giving it a soul, a direction, a reason, that's something else entirely. And I want to do that with you from the very beginning. The people who find the channel later, they'll see what's already been built. They'll walk into something that already exists. But if you're here today, you are witnessing the beginning. And that matters to me. So now, let me tell you something. I have 330 games in my Steam library. 330. And honestly, I haven't even opened most of them in years. But let me say this. I'm not someone who discovered video games late. I started with the Atari when I was 6 years old. That old Atari with the red stick. If you remember, you remember. Then there was the Commodore 64. We used to wait 15 minutes for a game to load from a cassette tape. Can you believe we had that kind of patience back then? Then came the PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil. Nights I played for hours and went to school the next morning without sleeping. I've been in this since the very first day. Whatever a generation's gaming memory looks like, I'm from that generation. Games were never free time for me. They were a way to go to another world, a way to be someone else, a way to imagine. When life got tight, when I couldn't fit inside it anymore, I'd open a game and be somewhere else. For me, that was a need, not a luxury. But over the last 5 or 6 years, that changed. I got married. Responsibilities grew. My daughter was born. Between my animals' care, my job's weight, life's pressure, I forgot myself. Or more accurately, I forgot the player part of myself. I left him somewhere behind. I put him on a shelf. Later, I said. I'll play again later. Later never came. For years I carried a kind of unhappiness I couldn't name. I couldn't put my finger on it for a long time. Everything was fine, really. My family was healthy. I had my job. I had my home. But something was missing inside, and I didn't know what it was. At night, lying in bed and staring at the ceiling, that feeling would come over me. And recently I realized what it was. That child is me, the kid who sat in front of games for hours years ago, whose eyes lit up with every new game. I forgot that child, or more accurately, I let him be forgotten. I put him on the shelf with my own hands. And for the last 5 or 6 years, the voice in my head kept telling me the same thing. You have responsibilities. You should be doing more important things. You have to work hard. It's not going to happen by playing games. That voice stopped me every single time. When I wanted to open a new game in my library. When I wanted to spend 1 hour on a Saturday afternoon. When a friend said, "Hey, let's play this tonight." Every time, that voice. But recently I realized something. That voice is wrong. Even if you succeed at a job you don't love, sometimes you still can't be happy. That's a painful truth. Your salary might be fine. Your title might be good. Everyone looking from outside might say, you have a good life. But if you've suppressed something you love inside, no matter what you do, you can't be fully whole. The emptiness stays. And I face that. Suppressing what I loved didn't make me a better person. It didn't make me more responsible. It just left a gap inside me. And for years, that gap had no name, because the answer was so simple. I didn't want to see it. I just wanted to play games. That's all. Actually, this idea came to me 18 months ago, right after my daughter Umay was born. Before that, I was a regular YouTube viewer, but making content never crossed my mind. I'd tell myself, what would I even have to say? I thought I didn't have the time. I thought I was ordinary. It never occurred to me that I had stories of my own, that I could tell them. But after my daughter was born, something shifted inside me. I didn't want to be a classic man in Umay's eyes. That familiar path. Study, get a job, get married, work a job you don't love, retire, die. That path isn't bad. Thousands of people are happy on it. But I, for myself, didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be that in my beautiful daughter's eyes. At the very least, I wanted to leave stories for her. Videos, recordings, evidence that somewhere in this world, a man had a dream, and he tried it. And maybe the thing that pushed me most was this. I wanted Umay to one day, somewhere in her life, think about me and say, my father chased his dreams. Maybe he succeeded, maybe he didn't. But he fought for something that mattered to him. That sentence means more to me than 1 million subscribers. That is my real definition of success. Not numbers, not money, not fame. The possibility that one day that sentence could be said, not by someone else, but by my daughter. And then I thought, what have I dreamed of the most in my life? What could I do and still be fully myself? Telling stories, something that's been inside me since childhood. A story is always running somewhere in my head, at home, at work, on the road. A sentence, a character, a scene turning in the back of my mind. Playing games, something that's been part of me since I was 6, part of who I am. Could these two be combined? Could I make this into a job? Could I answer that responsibility voice in my head? Playing games is work now. Writing is work now. Be quiet already. Could I say that? Yes. I built this channel as exactly that answer. This channel is where my two loves meet. Story and game. Two things I've carried inside me since childhood. Meeting now on an adult man's desk. This channel is a mark I'm leaving for Umay. A record that her father, once upon a time, chased his dream. And one day I'll show these videos to her. This is where it started, I'll say. You were 1.5 years old. I wrote this for you, and you didn't even know. And I need to talk about one more thing here. This channel idea didn't just arrive recently, it lived inside me for years. Not fully formed, but there. And throughout those years, when I sat at my desk thinking about these ideas, dreaming, asking myself, could I really do this? Someone was beside me. Arya, my girl, my dog. We lived together for 11 years. I lost her 3 months ago. But here in this video, I can't pass by without remembering her. Because if this channel ever becomes real, and right now it is, I owe the most thanks to her. Arya was quiet. She didn't make much noise. She just sat beside me. When I wrote, she'd lie under my desk. When I was thinking, she'd nudge my knee with her head. When I slept, she'd curl up at my feet. For 11 years. But let me tell you, she knew me. When no one else knew my dreams, she knew them. When no one could fully understand me, she understood. She couldn't speak, she couldn't tell me, but from that look, from the way she sat beside me, from the way she shared silence with me, I knew she was listening and understanding. And I still feel her listening in my soul, wherever she is now. And from here, from this camera, from this video, I want to tell her something. Do you hear me, my girl? I love you so much, and one day we will meet again. And this time I'll have made my dreams real. You always saw me laugh. You always knew what I was dreaming. One day I will show you this video, wherever you are. One soul always finds a way to show something to another soul. Arya, this channel is for you too. And right now, I have 3 cats living with me. Sofish, Misha, Lilosh. Turkish names with that sharp sh sound at the end. They're the companions of this chapter of my life. The small souls who filled the silence at home after Arya left. Misha likes to sit on my desk when I'm drafting these ideas. She's not actually helpful. She sits on the keyboard. But she's there with me. Sofish sleeps at my feet in the evenings. Lilosh perches on the windowsill and watches the streets. You'll come to know all 3 of them over time, because they're part of this channel now. If you hear a meow in the background of a video, I won't cut it. I'll leave it in, because they belong here too. That's what family is, not just people. Every living thing whose life you share. So what exactly am I going to do on this channel? Let me explain. Every week I'll take a game from my Steam library. Sometimes I'll be playing it for the first time. Sometimes I'll return to it after years, whatever genre the game is. Cozy, strategy, fantasy, noir, a subgenre I've never heard of. I'll play it. And while I play, I'll tell you an original story. Stories I've written for hours. Stories I've thought about, drafted, thrown away, and finally shaped. I'll write them. Me. Not just the game. The story is also mine. Every sentence, every character, every detail. Written at my desk, late at night, with a cup of tea. And here's something important. The game and the story don't have to be from the same universe. This is probably going to be one of my favorite features of this channel, because most sleep gaming channels are channels of someone describing a game. Whatever the game is, so is the talk. But for me, the game is an atmosphere, something flowing in the background, setting a mood, giving rhythm. And on top of that atmosphere, I can layer a story from another atmosphere entirely. One night I might be playing Papers, Please, or telling you a noir detective story set in 1940s Berlin. Two bureaucratic atmospheres, one at a border checkpoint, one in the Cold War era city. Another night playing Stardew Valley, the story of a lighthouse keeper on the Aegean coast. Playing Traveller's Rest while telling you about a knight spending a night at a medieval inn. Playing Skyrim while telling you about a Byzantine soldier's final watch. You see, there are no limits. As long as the game and the story meet in the same tone, every combination is possible. For me, the game is one atmosphere, the story is another. When those two are in harmony, they create something beautiful together. And let me also say, sometimes I'll be opening a brand new game, something I just saw on the market, something I have no idea what's inside. My first time too. We'll discover it together. Other times I'll go back, open a classic I played 20 years ago, and visit it again. I think I'll love that balance. Each video will be long, around 2-3 hours, sometimes more. Before the story, I'll have a short chat with you. What's happening tonight? What's this game? What's it making me think about? Then the story will begin, lasting around an hour and a half to 2 hours. At the end, another chat. My thoughts on the game, what the story made me feel, a small note about the evening. And after that, for those who want, I'll keep playing the game quietly, saying nothing, just the sound of the game. Maybe half an hour, maybe 3 hours. For those who've drifted off, for those who want to leave it on in the background. You can use it to sleep. You can listen just for the story. You can leave it on as background sound. It's your choice. But the most important thing, I want this channel to have a soul. Most sleep story channels feel similar to each other. Same tone of voice, same kind of visuals, same format. You watch and when it's over, you don't know who's behind it. There's a narrator, a voice, a story, but no person behind it. I want something different. I want to build a connection with you, outside the story too. In every video, I'll have a conversation with you, before and after the story. I'll tell you things from my own life, my memories, my dreams, what I want, what I haven't been able to do. Sometimes small warm moments, something that crossed my mind while making coffee on a Sunday morning. Sometimes maybe sad moments, remembering someone I lost. Sometimes just the mood of that week. It's raining here in Istanbul tonight. There's the sound of drops on the window. I'm listening to them as I write this to you. Sometimes I'll share my thoughts about the game I'm playing. If I didn't like it, I'll say so honestly. If I loved it, I'll tell you why. If it disappointed me, I'll tell you that too. Because one of this channel's rules is honesty. I'll have recommendations for you. I'll say play this game, and I'll also say don't play this one. My advice and my criticism both will come. If you're here for the story, you can focus on the story. The timestamps will always be in the description. But if you stay, I'll try to build a real friendship with you, one that stretches across years. Because whoever comes to this channel, for sleep, for the story, for background, for whatever reason, I want them to feel like they're beside someone, not a narrator, a real person. Now, I need to tell you something. This part is important, and I could have hidden this, but I don't want to, because this video is built on honesty. So I'm telling you, openly, right at the start. The voice you're hearing in this video is a voice that looks like me, but isn't me. It's an AI voice. I need to explain why I use it, because I have a reason, and that reason matters to me. I'm someone who lives in Turkey. My English is good enough for daily life. It works when I travel, when I'm in a business meeting, when I meet someone from another country. But when it comes to really communicating with an audience, telling a story, creating a feeling, building an atmosphere, I'm not fluent enough in that language. When I try to form sentences in English, I say I pause, I search for the word I can't find. I make broken sentences. I sound like someone reading from a script. It doesn't flow like my mother tongue. And I want my channel to be global, reaching only a Turkish-speaking audience. It's lovely, but it's limiting. My stories are bigger than Turkish. I want a man falling asleep in Japan to hear my story. In Canada, in Brazil, in New Zealand, in Finland, all of them. And that's only possible if I publish in English. I had two options. Tell the story in my own voice, stumbling through broken English, or use a high-quality AI voice, but with my soul, my words, my stories. I chose the second. I want you to know this. I'm working on this voice seriously. I spend hours testing, trying different settings, trying to catch the best tone, the right emotion, the perfect rhythm. Because what matters is not where the voice comes from, but who wrote what it says, who thought it, who felt it. The stories are mine, the games are mine. Every night at my desk is mine. Every word you'll hear pass through my mind was written at my desk, came from my heart. Only the pronunciation isn't mine. Not yet. Maybe one day when my English is better, I'll speak in my own voice too. But today, right now, this is my solution. And I would have hidden this. Most similar channels do. But the whole point of this video is to not hide. So I'm telling you, openly, right at the start. If this is a problem for you, I understand. The channel may not be for you, and that's a legitimate choice. But to those who want to give it a chance, I promise, every voice you hear will be the reflection of a soul, not a robot's. My soul. And one more thing. Over time, I'll be working to make this voice sound more like me. This voice is mine, my tone, my rhythm. As the technology improves, I'll keep shaping this voice. Maybe one day, when you hear it, you'll say this voice sounds like Effie. That day will come. I'm working on it. By the way, let me say something about the game you see behind me. Because this game wasn't chosen at random. Stardew Valley. Maybe you've played it, maybe you've just heard of it. This game actually begins with a story very much like mine. There's a character in the game. He works in the tiny office of a giant corporation in the city. A colourless job, a colourless life. Every day the same thing. He can't breathe. One day a letter arrives from his grandfather. The letter says, if you've come this far, it means you're ready. Ready for a real change. I'm leaving you a small farm, a place where you can build your own life. And the man leaves the city. He moves to a small farm. He starts building his own life. He tills the soil. He raises animals. He meets his neighbours. He starts living at his own pace, his own rhythm, his own way. This game isn't just a game for me. It's a metaphor. Because today I'm doing the same thing. I'm moving to my own farm. I'm starting to till my own soil. This channel is my farm, and you're a neighbour who's arrived at this farm. I hope you stay for a long time. For Umay, for Arya, and for myself. Right now, I have 186 subscribers. I'm not afraid to say that, because I know this channel is a journey from scratch. And if I tried to hide it, I'd be lying to myself. But let me say this. Whether this content takes off or not, I'm going to do it. Because I'm not pushing myself back anymore. If that voice in my head speaks again, if it says responsibilities first, I'll point to this channel. This channel is my responsibility. It's my work. It's where I've combined my dreams with my life. The game I play, the story I write, the video I record. It's all work now. It's all legitimate now. Years from now, I might come back and watch this video. Maybe by then this channel will have 100,000 subscribers. Maybe it will stay at 10,000. Maybe it'll still be 186 people. I don't know. But this video will be there. This is where it started, I'll say. Umay will watch this video when she grows up. She'll see the moment her father first dreamed and chased after it. And that's enough for me. And like I said, over time this library will grow. New games will come out. I'll get some of them. Recommendations will come from you. FA, play this, you'll say, and I will. Would you write a story in this universe? You'll ask, and I'll write it. This is not one-way communication. We're going to build something together. In terms of content, I promise you, there will be variety. A channel shouldn't get stuck in a single atmosphere. Some weeks a cozy and warm village story with a farming game, like Stardew Valley. Some weeks a historical story with a strategy game, the last night of Rome, the fall of Byzantium. Some weeks a fantasy lore story, Skyrim, Witcher, Baldur's Gate. Some weeks a noir detective story, like Disco Elysium or LA Noire, a night in a rainy city on an old case. These games are just examples. There are more in my head, more to come. There will be games I haven't even thought of yet. One day I'll discover a new game and say, yes, this is it. This list is not closed. This list is just a starting point. 4 different atmospheres, 4 different tones, maybe even more. Maybe in the future I'll go into other genres. But for now, these are the 4 main veins, and they all come from the same soul. And the matchings won't always be the obvious ones. Sometimes an unexpected game will come with an unexpected story. That's my area of exploration, and yours too. This channel is an exploration, a discovery, together. Tomorrow my first real video goes live. Graveyard Keeper. A game I bought in 2018 but haven't opened once in 8 years. Recently they announced a sequel, and something hit me inside. I've kept this game in my library for 8 years. At the very least, let me touch the first one before the second one comes out. I said, tomorrow I'll play it for the first time, and I'll tell you a story I've written. 7 days in a graveyard town. 7 different characters, 7 different days. As a stranger, you'll get to know this town. A darkly funny, warm, slow story. Just right for listening to before you sleep. The video will be long, about 2.5, 3 hours. You can use it to sleep. You can just listen for the story. You can leave it on as background. Your choice. And from tomorrow on, a video every week. Maybe some games will take 2 or 3 videos. Maybe some will keep me busy for months. I don't know. But my Steam library, it won't be collecting dust anymore. It'll be opened with you. Thank you for watching this video. If this idea spoke to you, you can subscribe. You can hit the notification button. You can tell me in the comments what you're curious about. Which game? Which kind of story? Which universe? What do you want to see? Do you also have games that have been waiting for 8 years? I'll read them, all of them, I promise. And let me say this is a small channel. No big brand, no sponsors, no team. Just one man, a dream, and a cat pressing keys on the desk. But because of that, every subscriber matters to me. Every comment, every view, every welcome I say will be sincere. Every thank you will be real. If you join me on this journey, I promise, every video I'll give it everything I have. And one more thing. I want to end by remembering Arya, because this video is a promise to her too. Do you hear me, my girl? I don't know. But when this channel began, I had to say your name. For 11 years of sitting quietly beside me, for knowing my dreams when no one else did. Now I'm chasing these dreams. Show me that I'm on the right path. I don't know how you'll show me, but you'll find a way. You always did. And you, whoever is listening, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where you are, but you're somewhere, and I'm here. Welcome home.